Hello, and welcome to the Modern Romantic Podcast, where we celebrate and inspire romanticism through passionate people doing incredible things. Hi, I'm Trey, and I'm joined by my delightful co host, Emily. Hi, Emily.
Hi, I'm I'm wrangling a cat behind me who's playing with a plastic bag, and you might be able to hear that.
Just a little bit.
Baby, hold on one second. Excuse me one moment.
Okay. Hi, everybody. It is nice to see all of you, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Today, Emily and I are going to do another just check-in with each other, what's been happening in our weeks, and also a shout out to some artists because we've had some incredible artists either coming up that we have enjoyed and we want to share with you, and then we want to talk about some of the creative adventures that we've had in the past couple of weeks. So just a little bit more of a check-in today. So check-in, Emily. How are you? Seriously, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm really excited about some things I got to experience this week with art, and my really loving and affectionate and well behaved cat. Who's still stop. I don't know what
She's still playing with the bag.
I took the bag away. She's scratching at something else.
Okay.
Please. Come here. Come here. I think it'd be I think in the spirit of shouting out some artists today, I want to talk about your show.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
wondering if you can start with your show while I wrangle the cat.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Okay.
Baby,
So,
come here.
uh, well, one show has actually turned into two. I'm not going to be in both of them, but I am involved in two different shows at the same theater. Um, I want to give a shout out for Murder on the Orient Express, which I am in. That opens on October 24th. At time of filming, that is less than 2 weeks away. No, I'm not panicking. Not at all. We've approached that point in the rehearsal process that it's con crunch for us. And if you don't know what con crunch is for our listening audience, that's the time right before a convention happens when your costume still isn't finished. You need to make some props. You need to do it like got a whole laundry list of things, and it seems exorbitant. Um, and so, but magically, by the time that the convention starts, all of that is taken care of. And congratulations, you have now finished all the stuff on your list, and you got it done within less time than you thought you had. So that's where we are in the rehearsal process, but I'm very excited. It's a great cast. So if you are in the Charlotte area or the surrounding area, tickets are going fast. Please buy them for Theater Charlotte. The second thing is I got contacted by the same theater to come in and be the caroler coach for their group of carolers that they have for this year's production of A Christmas Carol. It's their 19th consecutive year that they have been doing A Christmas Carol. So I'm excited to be helping them with their music this year.
That's really awesome.
Thank
And
you.
what a long running show. That's really great. And I'm glad you get to be part of it even now.
Yeah, me too. Well, that's what's going on in my world artistically. You said you had some stuff happen this week that was really fun amid a super well-behaved cat.
Right. She doesn't interrupt anything ever.
No. So what's
No.
been going on with you?
She's so chill. Well, we had the new gallery opening at the 510 Art Lab, so I have some new pieces there, and it's
Yes.
always fun to see what other artists put in the gallery. I really love watching other people do cool art. One thing, and actually, this is it here on my shelf behind me. This is Kevin the Frog. It's hard to see because there's some glare, so maybe I can pull up the actual photo of his because it's. But anyway, Kevin the Frog has made his debut in the gallery, and he's for people who might not know. Kevin is this little tiny, maybe half inch, slightly larger than a half inch tree frog that was living in my garden this summer. And I guess he was always just out there. He wasn't really scared of me. I could go out there and he would, like, I had some corn, and then next to it I had some beans and some radishes and things. And he was always kind of hanging out in either on a leaf of the corn or on, there was a tomato plant nearby. He would sit on the tomato plant stem, and he just was never scared. And if he was in a spot where I knew I needed to like pick something, like a tomato, he would let me just pick him up and move him.
Aw.
Yeah, he was pretty chill. So I became friends with Freddie or Kevin. Sorry, Freddie. That was
That's his middle name.
Kevin Freddie. The frog is his last name. He had he had a good summer with me. We had a good time. And I don't know, we just sort of always like, it was like we were chill. We were just,
Mhm.
and I'd say hi Kevin, and I'd talk to him while I was out there, and he'd just chill, and he'd sun himself in the sun and hang out sometimes in the shade. And so I went out there one day with my big camera, with my big girl camera, and I decided to just uh do a little photo shoot with him, and he smiled. And he
Aw.
was a little froggy. So I have a picture here. I'll pull this up.
And I accidentally was pulling on the wrong handle of my chair and shrunk myself by
You did.
4 inches. I'm
Great.
so sorry.
You're like, whoop. And he's a hobbit.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Let's see. Screen share. Let's do this. There he is.
Oh.
That's Kevin. And the thing is that's a thin tomato stalk that he's on, a thin branch. And he's still like, you have to remember, he's only like half, 3/4 of an inch.
Oh my gosh.
He's so tiny.
But this
Anyway.
picture is so detailed. For our listening audience, I would encourage you, after you listen to this podcast, to go find the image of Kevin or follow along on Emily's Instagram to see more adventures from Kevin.
Oh yeah, my Instagram is definitely where you can see him. That's probably the best place right now. Emily Kramer Art. Yeah, he's a happy little guy. So Kevin gets to make his art debut as a model.
Yay!
And it got cold enough the other night that he might have started. I don't know when they hibernate. I probably should learn more about Kevin and his little world. But hopefully we'll get to see him next year in the garden where he can do bug control and thrive.
Hooray, bug control.
Right. Like I would purposely make sure that he had enough little spaces that I had watered so that there was like, so he would have enough water, because I was concerned that there were times when it was dry and I wanted him to thrive.
That's so nice.
It's like, here's some extra water. I don't know. There were like leaves that would hold it sometimes. And I don't know. I assume he finds water fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But still, that's really nice. It's really touching how much you and Kevin have bonded.
Yeah. He's my little buddy. Itty bitty buddy.
So the gallery opened. Are there any artists that you'd like to shout out that are also featured in the gallery besides yourself?
Oh gosh, so many. Some really cool pottery, really organic looking pottery by Lily Larson. She's new to the gallery and has these really cool vases that have like, they're not symmetrical, and I kind of love that about them. They're kind of, yeah, I don't know. She just kind of has this flow state she goes with, and it's so cool. I've got to watch her work too, like actually making them, which is really special. And Tara Root, who neither of these people have anything online, but they're just brilliant. Tara makes jewelry. She's from LA. She does this thing where she has collected beads throughout like her whole life, and these beads are like, every bead has a story. So you'll be like looking at this one necklace and you'll be like, this is really cool. These beads are so, like, I've never seen anything like it. And she'll be like, yep, that's Jet from 1910. And so it's like over 100 years old, this bead. And then Jet, if you recall our episode with Tom Paradise, he told us about Jet and how it's not made anymore. And because it's a man-made kind of gemstone. I don't know. But anyway,
Sorry. Kind of like opalite.
Kind of like Opalite.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, it's just man-made is what I was going
Yeah,
for.
it's man-made. I wanna say it's some coal-related byproduct thing. I don't remember. We all have to this is our homework. We all have to go back and listen to the Tom Paradise episode
Yes.
from a couple years ago. He's a gemologist, and he's the guy who did the, Petra PBS special. No, PBS Nova
Mhm.
special. So yeah, Tara has a story behind every bead, and they come from all over, and that's just incredible to listen to. It's like now these pieces of jewelry tell a story, and that to me is phenomenal. So love that.
Does the 510 Art Lab happen to put pictures of this on their website where interested buyers may want to go in and maybe purchase some of these pieces?
Well, the gallery is it's a nonprofit, so I I like to say that so people know like this isn't like a downtown New York gallery. This is a nonprofit that exists in rural Minnesota
Hmm.
to help promote art in central Minnesota. So I would say no.
Okay.
There are some photos online of the general gallery, so you can see the gallery. And if you follow the 510 Gallery Shop Facebook page, there are new photos posted all the time that are more close up of the items. But none of them are for sale online, but you could definitely see them. And if you called and inquired, I'm sure something could be arranged.
No, it's just
Yeah.
trying to help connect artists with our community.
Yes. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's 510 Art Lab, and it's the 510 Gallery Shop on Facebook. 510 Gallery Shop. So, and then the other thing, if you don't mind me sharing, I found this poem by Tony Bonning from Scotland,
Mhm.
who there's this incredible story and this incredible poem. So I get these ads right on as I scroll, as I doom scroll, I get these ads like everybody else. But this one ad, just I don't get flustered or affected by ads, maybe because I've been in sales for so long and you know, bleh. But this I got this ad for a photography retreat, and I'm into photography, so like it piqued my interest. But it wasn't the I could not tell that this ad was for a photography retreat because it was just images of the Scottish Highlands with this poem. And I was immediately sucked in. And of course, now I want to go on this photography retreat. For anyone who wants to know about that, it's the Span Lodge, SPEANLODGE.com. And they are doing a photography retreat. And it sounds absolutely amazing. And if anyone wants to fund the retreat for me, please contact me.
Please
'Cause-
sponsor us. We love you at themodrom.com.
right. It's a, oh, but sounds like it'd be so worth every penny. Yeah, it's probably in US dollars, it's probably going to be like 5 to plus thousand. And that's not including your airfare. Anyway, so this is the poem. I will try to do it justice. I know I won't. If you go look up the Span Lodge social media, you will find this. It's a short film also, and you could watch it, and it's done. David Mills made the film, and it would probably do it better justice, but I'm going to read it anyway. Enough disclaimers. Can you hear me? I just had a weird mute thing happen. There we go. Okay. All right. Did you see the orchids of forest and field, the delicate flowers of the verge? Did you see the whorls on the ancient stones? Did you dare to stand close to the edge of the turning world? I'm sorry. Let me start that line over. Did you dare to stand close to the edge of the turning world and see the curve of the earth? The moon rise, the sunset over loch and firth. Did you taste the sky? Did you smell the ground? Hear the music of water or the songs of the wind? Did you gaze for hours at the stars in the night, the colors of clouds in the changing light? Did you see the eagle chased by the crow, the stag on the mountainside, the fawn with the doe? Did you stumble in moorland, dance through the bog? Did you climb the crag, see the horse with the frog, with Kevin? Have you slept in the quiet with the call of an owl, or an old wooden barn where pine martins prowl? Have you walked in the storm, crossed rivers and spate, forced, faced all your fears, lived with your fate? For the time will go and the time will come when there is no time left at all, when it's too late to wish you had taken the time to find just how deep is your soul.
Wow.
Yeah, I am. You know, it's so much cooler when, like, I feel when, like, someone with a Scottish accent reads this Scottish, very Scottish poem. So go watch that video if you can. Because,
Okay.
yeah, I watched it like 4 or 5 times immediately. Rewind. I've never rewound an ad before to watch it. I'll send you the link, Trey. Actually, you know what? I'll post the link right here in our chat for anybody watching, but then I'll just share it with the episode or something. There you go.
Perfect.
So, that's all I've got.
No, that's incredible. That remind us who the author's name is.
It's Tony Bonning, Bonning.
Okay. I love that the first picture of him is him with a tam on.
Yes. Uh huh. Yes, he's not necessarily what you'd expect to see, but I love it.
It is so quintessential. I love it. Also,
It
that beard
really
is
is.
incredible.
What is incredible?
His beard.
Oh yeah, it is. He's yeah. Yeah, it's established.
Seriously, thank you for sharing. The line I think that stuck out to me was, "Did you stand on the edge of the world so you can see the curvature of the earth?" And then the one about, "Did you hear the music of the water?"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Truthfully, have you ever just walked through like a patch of forest and then your mind started looking at up through the leaves and you were just like, wow, the colors are like really intense for this tree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially this time of year when things start to change and yeah.
Up in Asheville, around this time is when the leaves start to change, and at time of recording, it's like just into October. So now we're starting to get like some of the reds and the golds start to form, and it's very tasty. You can just take a leaf off and just nom, nom, nom.
Just yeah, like a bunny. I think or a deer. I think that should also be our homework. Get outside and go appreciate the colors. When they come to you, well, even if it's just green, you know, or whatever color is out there in the nature surrounding where you are. I think any color can be appreciated.
Yeah, but then also consider how many variations of the green color can you find?
Mm-hmm.
Because like an evergreen is not going to be the same as like your standard birch.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not going to be the same as the apple tree whenever it starts to blossom. So how many variations of the color green are there in
Mm-hmm.
nature?
That's interesting too because I remember as a kid learning about a blue spruce, and it's just a pine tree. You know, when you're a kid, a pine tree is a pine tree is a pine tree.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe unless you are taught the differences between, you know, various firs, conifers, whatever, and like a white pine is going to be different than a blue spruce. Is a white pine white? No, it's still green. Is a
Mm-hmm.
blue spruce blue? Still blue. Or still green. Sorry. Still
Still
blue.
blue.
Yeah, the sky is green. Just kidding. When you're comparing the needles to a typical evergreen, they are more blue and sometimes more remarkably blue, depending
Mm-hmm.
on I don't know what. I am not a naturalist. I haven't looked into that, but that's something I would be interested in. Like, is it a nutrient thing, a time of year thing? Is it a temperature thing? But it is definitely more blue, and that's something that I felt like I learned late, not late in life, but later. Like as a kid, it's all just pine trees.
It makes me kind of think of I forget what the actual plant is, but they make tea from it, And depending on the level of acidity or depending on the level of temperature that it's at, it can be purple in some things, it can be pink in others, or it can be just when you brew it, it's blue. But depending on
Oh
what you
yeah.
do with it, it changes the colors of that. And so it's like, I love that this intersection of art and then nature and chemistry are
Mm-hmm.
all kind of woven in together.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we've talked before about having so much science in art because you have to learn the science of the properties of what art you're doing sometimes in order to make the art what it needs to be. And that's something that we find we're like, oh, this blue tea is so beautiful. Knowing how we get there, and it's not like I'm, how do I say this? I'm not pushing science, but it is kind of a neat marriage of the two where they do depend on each other to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
But does science depend on art? There's probably an art to science.
I think there's an art to science. I
Yeah.
think there's also a science to art sometimes. Depends on, I think it depends on what you're doing, and have to know, like you said, the materials that you're working with, so you don't degrade your oil too much, or you're the oil painting, or you don't water down your acrylics too much. Like there is
Mm-hmm.
a balance of that, and then also temperature matters.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think there's a little bit of science, and there's also a little bit of art, and so it's a nice blend of the two.
I'm working on the curriculum for a color theory class. It's something I haven't really said too publicly because I'm just working on it. But one thing that I picked up on recently is there is a painter, and that the color theory can be applied to any art form, really, because color is, unless you're working with black and white, but there's still light and tone and things like that, even in grays and blacks and whites. But because I want to make this class really good, I really dove into some of the things that I hadn't really thought of in a while. And there was an artist, I found a video where this artist is explaining how to make your, like if you're painting mountains for instance. And one thing we know as artists, or yeah, I guess an artist would know that, and photographers usually know this too, the further away you get, the more air is between you and said mountain. And so there are particles and dust and things in the air like all the time. And just because you have a crisp, clear day doesn't mean that the things in the distance don't look more hazy. And you, like, if up in the Blue Ridge Mountains, you can see that, or up in the Blue Ridge, you see a lot of those really cool views. The further you're seeing, you see these like mountainous rises, and they're all like different hazy shades of similar. And so this artist was explaining that when you're painting, or if you're maybe creating a digital art or whatever, even in photography, if you're photoshopping something, you want to keep in mind that the further away gets hazier and less saturated.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing about that, to create that in paint, like how do you do that so it looks natural? Do you just add white and make it lighter so it looks hazier? And she said the trick to this is to take whatever color you've made your sky and add that exact color to your mountain color, just a little bit.
Okay.
And that color in the sky is the color of the air. In real life when you're looking, that is true. The
Mm-hmm.
color, because sky is air, like that is what you're seeing. So she was explaining, like, just add a little bit of your sky color to your mountain, and that makes it look hazier and further away, and it looks cohesive because that is how it would look in real life.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I'm not exactly a painter, but now I know how if I were to paint. And all of you do now too.
I wonder how many Bob Ross little accidents she had to go through to find out that little tidbit.
Right. Happy little mountain accidents. Why is my mountain stark in the background?
Just bam, got a mountain. But that's a really good tip. I uh, I had a thought. I don't know where it went, but I'm flabbergasted by some of the things that artists can do. Have you seen that show? It comes on the some British network, but they release clips of it online. So I'll ingest some of the clips where they give artists a subject to paint, and it's typically like two painters to a one person, and it's some kind of British celebrity or personality or something like that. They'll sit down and they are given 4 hours to create a portrait of this person in whatever style they want to.
Mm.
So at the end of the 4 hours, they turn it around, and some of the reactions you can tell how natural their reactions are, but what some of these artists come up with is mind-boggling, because you get a little bit of surrealism, you get a little bit of cubism, you get a little bit of like exact almost photocopy of the person. So you get such a stark difference of these things, but the bigger point of the whole show is that it's all art, and to
Hmm.
celebrate that it's everyone's interpretation of what a portrait can look like. And that I think is what I love so much about that type of show.
Yeah. Wow. So is there like do we just celebrate at the end, or is there a winner, or
I haven't seen a full episode to be able to
oh,
tell you.
okay.
I
Just
am
these
des-
clips. I get it.
I'm desperately trying, but it's either I don't have access to the places that they allow to watch this, or I have just been oblivious and it's on one of our clearly available streaming networks.
That sounds cool. I would like to see this show.
Yeah. Once I find the name of it, I will I will send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, there someone told me there's recently there's a show like the Great British Bake Off that's the same basic principle but sewing.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have yet to see it. How is it?
It is so good. I actually like it better than British Bake Off.
Oh, okay. Is it
Um,
because you sew more than you bake?
no, but what a great guess. I think I like it more because, um, yes, there are critiques, but by and large, the people that are going on to the show and the judges they have for the show, I think are so much more inviting of things. They're more celebratory of the things that they do. I think Paul Hollywood in particular is very particular about certain things. Like, yeah, he's got a little bit of a jovial attitude if you get past the rough exterior. Um, but by and large, it's just a softer approach, and I think a more natural engagement between the judges and the contestants. I don't notice such critiques like sometimes they give on a Great British Bake Off.
Oh, okay. No, Simon Cowell's.
No Simon Cowell's. And sorry, I love you, Paul Hollywood, but you know, it just my personal preference.
I'll have to watch that. That sounds really intriguing.
Yeah.
I would love to do some kind of temporary show locally
Mhm.
where we do some kind of competition like that. That might be fun.
Could you do? Okay, I'm going to make this pitch, and then I'm going to talk about some art that I've purchased.
Okay.
Um, do the show Nailed It, where you give them the same pattern and the same access to fabric, and allow them to essentially make the same whatever you give them, and see kind of have a rating scale, of course, but who can make the dress, and then you have a little bit of a laugh of like, well, this thing was puckered till all get out, but you made the attempt, and that's what we're celebrating.
Yeah, I like that. I think even like a recycled design or unconventional design type
Yeah,
challenge would be neat too. Because then you could do like a little runway show and you could involve an audience and just the whole thing could be fun for everybody.
I like that. That's a great idea.
Even if there's no winner, it's just we can just talk about how cool, how fun this was, or how interesting it was that someone used this technique, or I don't know, we could all learn from it maybe, or at least appreciate it.
Yeah, like a sit down, and the audience could ask the designers questions about, I don't know, just have a nice like Q&A session.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Need to find people for that, maybe. I don't know how many people would sign up for such a thing. Besides me.
Maybe you could extend it. Maybe you could not just in Sauk Center, but also invite like some people from Minneapolis or
Yeah.
some surrounding areas.
Almost would have to, I imagine, to find a pool of people that would actually do it.
Hmm.
That are like maybe some ambitious high school kids that would be interested in constructing something. That might be
Ooh,
fun.
yes,
Yeah.
I like that.
Tell us about this art you bought.
Yeah. So a couple of things. There are a couple of art festivals throughout Charlotte during the year, and I like to go to not all of them all the time, but I do like to go to some of them and pick up some pieces. While I was at Festival in the Park, I happened across this artist who designed very intricate ink work on typically white backgrounds.
Okay.
I wound up picking up some smaller pieces because I've got a lot of like 11 by 14 or 8 by 10, so some pretty sizable prints. And I
Hmm.
wanted something a little bit smaller from her. So I wound up getting some cards from her.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
So for our viewing audience, you may not be able to see all of the incredible detail, but this artist goes by Elemental Choice on Instagram. She is also on, or they are also on Etsy. You can get a couple of prints there. I didn't see like the prints that I'm currently holding up right now. Thank you, Emily. I didn't see the prints there currently on her Etsy website as of recording,
Right.
but for our listening only audience, I wound up getting a print of a very intricately done fox, a tree where the leaves are like the inner workings are these mandala esque type of leaves that are done. And then I found a
Ooh,
fox mask um,
neat.
from them as well. They have other prints. They've got T-shirts and a whole bunch of other designs. But again, that is Elemental Choice on Instagram, and then they have a link to their Facebook page and their Etsy shop.
Okay. I
The
like that style.
It's so nice, and it's so different from the other stuff that I've got. The other person, because we've got Carolina Ren Fair coming up.
Oh, yeah.
It's currently going on. I just haven't had a chance to go up there. Um, I found this artist the first year that I went there, and I went a little nuts in buying some stuff from her, but I really liked it. This first piece, I think, is by far my favorite.
Oh, look at that. You've got it. Oh, my goodness. Okay, hold on. I have to make the screen bigger.
So it is huge.
I love that.
This is an 11 by 17. This is what she calls filigree deer.
Okay, yeah.
Um, oh gosh, it's also very heavy because I put it in a monstrous frame. The artist is Heather Hitchman.
Okay.
She's also on Instagram at Heather Hitchman, and then her Etsy page is Heather Hitchman Art. The other one that I got from her is of this little owl reading a library book. Uh,
Oh, cute. Here, let me full screen that too. That's neat. I like that too.
yeah. So I've got a few other pieces from her. She also sells some prints on her Etsy pages. But the thing that I also like about Heather's work is that she is creating a lot of this from inspirations from mythology and from fairy tales that we have that we've had with us, and created her own world called Teratoff, where she's kind of hodgepodged some of these things together, or it's an amalgamation of a few pieces together to create some very unique works of art. Lots of whimsy, lots of just fun stuff.
Neat.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to go back to Carolina Ren Fair so I can pick up some art from her.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell her to come be on the show.
Yeah, I will. And I have some cards that I can give her so that to remind her that we are going to invite her.
Oh, yeah.
Again, shout out to Sandra for getting those business cards made.
Yes. Sandra, we love you.
Sandra, we adore you. We love you so much. For anyone who doesn't know, Sandra is the Jane of all trades when it comes to this podcast. She is not only a producer, she is a beloved friend of ours. So we're happy to have her on as our producer and just Jane of everything.
She's the one that makes sure all our guests are taken care of and scheduled and show up. And she does such a great job, and we love her. And well, I don't know what we do without her at this point. Like,
Seriously.
she's, yeah, we make such a, I feel like we all make such a great team. And so we're very grateful.
Agreed. But yeah, so that's some art. I've got a whole closet full of art at the moment that I haven't hung up. I'm going to put it all in a gallery wall formation. I just want to get it placed the way that I want it, and then I'm actually going to get it put up.
That's exciting. I
Yeah.
think we're going to need a photo of that.
We are. And once it actually happens, you will definitely get a picture of that.
Okay. Look forward to
Um,
that.
are there any other artists that you want to shout out?
Yeah, that I wasn't ready for that one.
Sorry.
You know, I did go to art festivals over the summer, and Jen Justad, who we featured recently,
Oh, yeah.
was someone that I talked to at an art festival, and she, what I just knew immediately she'd make an amazing guest, and she did, and we had a lot of fun. And shout out to Jen because of that. I did find a few other artists that I bought artwork from. And I'll just shout out one because I can think of it, and that is Brian Schmidt. Brian Schmidt does little, I guess, watercolor and ink drawings of little woodland creatures. It's called the Lower Woodland Studio. That's his studio. And all of them are whimsical and adorable and just you can't you don't feel bad. You don't feel sad looking at them. You're always like end up with a sense of wonder. And I loved that about his work. It's very uplifting. And so shout out to Brian Schmidt of Lower Woodland Studio. I had to look at what I have his card right here. If
Oh.
that will focus.
Okay, for our listening only audience, it's
Yes.
an adorable rendering of a fox next to a beautiful bluebird. That is, I gotta say, that's an amazing business card.
It's so cute and whimsical. And the back is little flowers and like it's a flower, but it's a star on the end of a stalk. And then there's a little wormy and grass and rocks and things. I don't know. It's really cute. So yeah, it is at Lower Woodland on Instagram.
The art style his art style reminds me a little bit of Le Bon Prince, or like
Yes.
Le Petit Prince. Just that whimsical style.
Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to remember the print that I did buy from him. I think it was a bumblebee print. So I'll have to look that up and send you a picture of it. Because I don't have it handy to show you here.
Dang it.
Anyway, that was kind of, yeah. I'm working on maybe seeing if he'll be interested in coming on the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I really feel like he'd be a good. I just love the artwork. So whether he does or not, shout out to him because I think that's what matters. Is he's doing really cool art out there.
agreed. Well, Emily, to maybe wrap us up a little bit, you mentioned that some future guests that we might have on the podcast. Can we tease about an episode that we're trying to
Let's
get
do it.
rolling?
Why not?
Cool. So some things that we haven't done in a while that we wanted to do. Upcoming, we will have a scripted reading. We're not going to tell you just yet what it's going to be about, but we are putting together another scripted reading. Stay tuned to our Instagram page for an announcement of when we're ready to announce what we're doing. So just keep in mind that episode will be coming up, we think, in December, correct?
Yeah, I believe the date is the second Sunday in December for that. Which, oh no, I'm sorry, the 7th is when I'm looking at. It's for that.
Okay. So keep attuned to your Instagram page for that announcement once we have that ready. But shh, it's a secret.
It's a secret.
Anyway, Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. We just wanted to take a moment to share with you some things going on in
Yeah.
our lives and some art. So thanks so much for tuning in. This episode, along with more episodes with other guests and also other times where it's just Emily and I talking, can be found on our website, themodrom.com. You can find behind the scenes content on our Patreon. Just search for The Modrom on Patreon. Thanks so much for tuning, everybody. Have a great day. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, comment down below with who your artists that you'd like to shout out are.
Oh, yeah. Tell us who you love. We want to
Yeah.
hear about it.
Or send it into the podcast so that we can shout them out on our